Paris and Campbell, student in the Faculty of Science, Department of Microbiology. We are the group 23 students for the CVE group, and our topic is Tribalism and Volunterism. Our work goes thus: background to tribalism, introduction to tribalism and its characteristics, positive and negative impacts of tribalism, introduction to volunteerism, its characteristics, benefits of volunteerism to the individual and to the society. Then our conclusion.
My name is Vilongo Atiba Onanajan from the Faculty of Social Management Science, Department Management. Talking about the brief historical background of tribalism. Tribalism here refers to the cultural thing in the way which people behave, act and think in a particular ethnic group. This has brought about the migration of friends, social groups and other cultures. Taking us briefly back to August 16 in the early 60s to the late 70s, Cameroon was considered a unique country in the West Africa based on its colonial master, based on the ability it could be fluent in both English and French. Not only being that, Cameroon was blessed with 250 different ethnic groups. This is talking about 250 different cultures, 250 different languages, 250 different ways of behaving. This has brought about a high rate of tribalism in Cameroon.
My name is Fonzonyo Romarik from the Faculty of Laws and Political Science, Department of English Law. We are here today with my colleagues to talk to you guys concerning the issue of tribalism. Tribalism, as we all know, is a spirit of belonging, a spirit of coming together in which a group of people, they come together in a large number to function together like hunting, farming, and cultivation, working hand in hand in groups together. Tribalism manifests itself here in African domain, precisely in Cameroon, politically, socially, and economically. Tribalism, as we all know, emanates from the early days in which our mothers and fathers, they gather themselves in one populated area doing farming and the rest. The spirit of tribalism can be exercised through the way of behavior that people behave together and work together. Thank you.
I'm from the Faculty of Law and Political Science, Department of English Law. I will be talking on the positive impact of tribalism. Firstly, tribalism is a source of development. When individuals of each tribe come together, they identify economic projects and give financial assistance to it. For example, they contribute in construction of schools, roads, halls, and they also give scholarship to unprivileged ones. Also, tribalism instinct the spirit of nationalism. That is, people of each tribe act and think in favor of each other, and they also have a common sense of belonging towards each other. Moreover, tribalism is a social bonding. Tribalism is a social bonding in that people are committed to their group, and if there is any personal relationship or fraud, they cannot leave their groups or their tribe to join different tribes. Moreover, tribalism promotes our mother's tongue. Tribalism promotes our mother tongue in that most of our youth today are not taken away by Western culture. Due to the spirit of tribalism, they are still with their culture, and it promotes our mother's tongue and dressing.
My name is Metuge Marie-Therese from the Faculty of Science, Department of Environmental Science. I'm here to talk about the positive impact of tribalism. To begin with, tribalism serves as a cultural sustainability. This explains the fact that when people from the same culture or tribe comes together to perform a cultural ceremony, the older people hand over or hand down the cultural values to their younger ones. Secondly, tribalism imposes social obligations on group. This explains the fact that when young people go to a city or anywhere they are found, either in the village or cities or town, they are obliged to look for people that are of the same tribe or culture.
Mr. Big Good name them from the Faculty of Education studying CSC Geography. and I'm here to talk on the negative aspects of tribalism. These negative aspects of tribalism are often fueled by complication of a common truth, and they promote propaganda and corruption. Tribalism can take many forms in a modern society. Propaganda here understood as a strategic communication of ideas aiming at manipulating specific target audiences for an extremistic cause. Also, another negative aspect of tribalism is corruption. The act of corruption includes illicit enrichment, misusing government properties, bribery, hiring relatives and friends. Tribalism has triggered corruption whereby people pay bribes either to get access to essential services or to escape penalties by the government or police.
Ms. Leticia from the Faculty of Education, Department of CST Geography. To add on the negative impacts of tribalism, tribalism is a source of discrimination. It is a source of discrimination in the sense that people of the same tribe are so attached to each other that they consider others as strangers. Tribalism has also brought about corruption and nepotism. Nepotism is a practice whereby people of the same family are favored in positions of responsibility, government positions and other positions of responsibility. And finally, tribalism has brought about conflict in the society and the country at large.
I'm called Maria Ngando. I'm from the Faculty of Laws and Political Science. Our second part of the question talks about volunteerism. Volunteerism is the act of contributing free labor to conduct voluntary service or to support a non-profit organization. It's a principle of donating time and energy for a greater cause. Volunteers help change the lives of those in their communities and as a social responsibility rather than receiving financial rewards. However, in the 20th century, the voluntary organization committed to making positive impact. The internet has allowed people to communicate with awareness of volunteering without having any restriction due to physical barriers. Looking at some few characteristics, we look at motivation. We can say motivation is one of the biggest determinants of volunteerism, which is to say that people get motivated to do voluntary services. We can also talk about bravery. People step out of their comfort zone to do what others shy away from doing. Voluntary service.
I'm called Akafang Marinette. I'm from the Faculty of Education, Department Educational Psychology. I'm here to continue with the characteristics of volunteerism. Another point is positive role models. These are volunteers that help some families on their difficulties, and also care about them. We also have another point, which is passionate. When you are passionate about doing something to another person, your mind, or you have that desire to go up to the person and tell the person is like this, what do you want, like, what are you trying to get from me that is important. Another point is friendliness. When volunteers are about to help people who need their help, what they do, they make sure they make sure they create a friendship with them, so that whatsoever they are going to tell them or they are going to practice for them to see will go on well.
Bisa Ita from the Faculty of Social and Management Science, and I'll be talking of the benefits of volunteerism to the community. Unpaid volunteers are often a glue that strengthens our community. It's our civic responsibility to be there for one another in our community. To volunteer in our community, it helps save resources. That is, there will not be litters around. We keep our community clean and safe from all pollutions and any other form of dirt in any way. To volunteer in our community strengthens our community. We become one person. We're there for one another, and nobody will be left out. And lastly, volunteerism makes a difference.
when we volunteer in our community, we will obviously see that we're making a very big and great difference in our community and making our community a better place.
My name is Ashume Joris Ekamo from the Department of Chemistry. I'm here to talk on the benefits of volunteerism to an individual. To add on the point my colleague rightly said, volunteerism also helps you to find a sense of purpose in what you do. Through volunteering, through helping people, you will be able to find a sense of purpose in your life, and which may give your life a new meaning. For instance, if you have lost a loved one, or maybe lost your job, you're depressed, but when you volunteer and you help people, you may be able to find new meaning in your life, and which will also help you to become mentally strong. Volunteerism, it also provides a sense of community. Provides a sense of community in what way? You'll be able to, through volunteerism, you'll be able to find that bond between you and the people you help. Between you and the people you are volunteering to help, you'll be able to find that strong bond between you and them. And also, volunteerism helps you to find new friends. Through volunteerism, as a volunteer, you'll be able to meet new friends. You'll be able to meet other friends who are also volunteers, and it also helps you to strengthen the bond between you and your friends. Also, volunteerism also helps us. It also helps to provide fun, because there are some people who volunteer based on their hobbies. And
to conclude, volunteering clearly has benefits for citizens, families, communities. That is why the environment is developing and strengthening partnership in the voluntary sectors.